Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast, and today is an episode 170. Happy Mahashivaratri, my beautiful Twin Flame souls, and Shiva and Shakti uniting within you, that the 3D union can begin one form or another. I've always said many times that two events, cosmic events in my journey has been significant. One of them is Mahashivaratri and the other one is the Lion's Gate. Years ago, when I didn't know anything about Shiva Shakti, I didn't know the energies, I didn't know about the cosmic energies, how they can help you on this journey, how they can bring you closer to the union, what we are all seeking. Many of you are asking, how can I feel the union? How do I know that the union is going to happen? What's going to happen? In a previous episode, we spoke about that, how the energetic ways, what you're going to feel. But this time I'm going to bring it in how the universe will communicate with you through numbers. Which numbers are the ones that the universe starts to feed for you before your twin flame appears, or the union within you. What kind of songs, music, whatever is there. And you might have heard of this, you might have seen this, and now you're realizing, oh my God, that's true. Has happened to me. So if you have seen any of this or have some song that now has brought you closer to the union, make sure to share this in the comments or with all of us in the community, because that you can be also a sign for somebody else who is longing, looking for, and don't know the answers. I've shared many times that for me, twin flame journey has been about oneness, union, because when I felt that. And what's very interesting, that I felt the oneness and union first time during the Mahashivaratri. So called by accident, I ended up on the retreat because I was so broken. I didn't know anymore what's right or wrong. I was so empty and lonely inside of me. And I remember that was on Wednesday that some kind of a retreat popped up out of nowhere, and I felt I have to go there. And already on Friday I was on the retreat. And that time I didn't know that it was the night of Shivaratri. But when I felt the oneness and the Shiva and everything came to me, and I saw my twin and I saw everything in the sessions we did, I realized I never made that up. It's all real. And that's also actually where the birth of this podcast began. We will enter in March because, of course, in the beginning I had a little bit of a resistance. I said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this podcast. I don't speak fluent English. I make mistakes. I have an accent. I had so many logical sayings that I don't want to do this. But my soul said to me, well, you are in a service, whether you like it or not. So if you want to sleep, start your podcast. So very soon we are entering into our 4th season. Can you imagine? I hope to continue from here within a more of ways of accessing into the world of yours, that you can make a change and bring it in. But of course your recommendations are more than welcome always. So much always in the pre-talk. Also greetings from Bali, because we are here in Mahashivaratri and experiencing something magical. Those who wish to join the retreats, there are available for Italy. I'm not sure, maybe 2 or 3 places left. It's a very romantic one, so if you wish to join, try to do that. And also Cyprus is out there. So if you wish to come, send an email to twinflameawakeningjourney.com or look it on the website, and I will see you one of the magical times. But going into today's, unless I promise to you that I will talk a little bit about the twin flames, what is the Mahashivaratri, what are the signs. I begin with the signs, and then I'll talk about Mahashivaratri, because I know you'll be waiting here and thinking, okay, What are the signs? How can I know? But I tell you a little secret. You already know all of that. And somehow you can just shut down the podcast right now and say, I knew it all the time. Why am I questioning? But on the other hand, if you wish to spend time with me and listen to it and connect to it, and maybe there is something that awakens through this episode in you, then of course keep listening. At the end of the podcast, there is also a little surprise. As always, during the Mahashivaratri, I love giving surprises. We begin with one of the quote, which I love, on Twin Flame Journey, is that the union is not the meeting of two bodies, but the collapse of inner duality. And here I repeat that one more time. The union is not meeting of two bodies, meaning of when you met your twin flame or you are about to meet your twin flame, that is not a union. It's the collapse of inner dualities that you are separate from each other. And that's why when you met your twin flame, you felt like you became one with it. That's why the time, the space, everything disappeared. You felt something you cannot explain to anyone unless they have experienced it. Because it's such an incredible experience where, like I said, time and space no longer exist. And you are somehow oneness. It's a very powerful, at the same time, bit of a scary one. And the one more thing I want to just say, that the liberation does not come from rising higher, but from resting deeper. Meaning of, it's not about always going higher, trying to find what's next, but resting in it. Where are you at? So we're going to go into what are the signs that the universe is keep on telling you right now, right here. And you're wondering, am I getting closer to union? So the very first one, of course, are the angel numbers. And union shows patterned. It comes in a patterned ways. So you can start seeing like 1111, 2222, 333. And it appears in a way of a sequences. Same day, same week, same decision moment. For example, at the moment you are listening to this podcast, and all of a sudden you look away and you see 2222. Or the message appears on that time. So you'll be wondering, oh my God, what is this thing? Why am I seeing this? Well, you are seeing this because of universe is reminding you, you are becoming in alignment. The 222 is actually one of the strongest alignment energies. 222 says to you, you are becoming a union. You are coming to the alignment. 111 or 1111 is when it says to you that you are opening a portal. And the portal is there that helps you to reach to the next stage. Normally, 1111, we see it when we are entering to a twin flame journey. But then the 222 starts to come to your life of telling you, union is nearby. Do not now question. Embody the energy of the union is around you. It's here. And also you can test today that the numbers, they show up only when you're thinking of union, not randomly. For example, you're thinking of your twin flame. Will I see him again? Will I receive the message again? And you just really, you are in that element. You don't ask that from getting an answer, but you are like, you know when some thought comes over us, and then all of a sudden you look at somewhere and you see 222, or somebody mentions, or you buy from the shop something, or your phone battery is 22%, or license plates. And this is a confirmation in a consciousness that it's coming. You remember, universe is like a matrix in that sense. It is with the numbers. Everything is with the numbers. It's a mathematical being. And what you see with numbers is the truth. So name. Other thing is a very name, synchronicities. It's very highly underrated, but it's very powerful. And that one will get a little bit wild. Meaning that their names will appear in unrelated contexts. Let's say ads. You're sitting at home and you're hearing, "Hey John, can you buy this?" Or, "Hey John, do you feel lonely?" Or you say, like whatever is there, whatever is the name, and the songs or strangers next to you come and talk about, and they really mention. I highly recommend you to listen. I have always said to you that my twin's name is one of the most popular name in the world. And to be honest, as it's the most popular, I barely come across with that. But when there is something that my twin is about to tell me or share with me, or he has a life thing, his name is absolutely everyone. Everyone is adding me on LinkedIn with this name. I get some random messages, then people come on the call and they say his name. And I'm sitting and thinking, okay, what's coming now? And of course, I receive an information a little days later. So it is very common that when their name starts to popping up in a very odd situations where you didn't think it's possible, then that's what it says to you. You can also like suddenly start meeting 3-5 people with their name within days. Like everyone is all of a sudden carrying their name, and you think, I haven't heard this name for months. And now I go to the restaurant, I receive a customer service. Everybody has this name, like nothing else exists. Another very big thing is, and that's why I say why Mahashivaratri is very powerful, and at the end of the podcast I will give you a guidance what to do today, how to connect to this better, and I explain you also what is this doing for you today. I'm very happy that you're here and listening to this podcast, because I believe that if you're listening today during the Mahashivaratri on 15th of February to 16th, you're already embodying the frequency, because these podcasts are done through the frequency. Oh, Lucy, through the frequency. And none of them are planned. None of them has any of the energy of how it's supposed to be. And so this podcast is giving you a hint that something is very close to you. And so the next one, what I wanted to say, that their name is showing up right after you surrender. So for example, you haven't seen their name anything, and you detach and you choose yourself. You go, all right, it's time to let go of the idea. It's time to let go of how it's supposed to be, and so on and so on. And all of a sudden, their name just shows up when you surrender. You close your eyes, you are like, I'm okay, and it comes. And there is a very big chance, because it shows to you it's there, but not when you are emotionally charged. It's more about when you feel it. So now I go to the best part. So if any of you have some songs or have something that, a poetry or something that has recently touched your heart, or you're receiving right now some message that you have to post this, you have to put and share with others, please do that in the comments. Because I have a feeling that you are delivering a message to someone who is listening to this. So, because remember that you are also the universe. So if you feel something ignites you inside of you right now, then please do that. Number 3 is that the songs behave like the messages, like a live messages. And lyrics, you hear the lyrics that answer the exact inner question you have, exactly what you're there. You know, sometimes you go to shop and there is a background music, you barely hear it. And sometimes you walk in and the song is, and you listening, oh, and you keep on repeating that inside of you. I wonder yourself how many times you've been on the radio where the music is just playing, but it's not connecting to the soul. And then Few days later, one song comes up that is exactly telling you the words that you're feeling and what's happening. And the songs pause and repeat the exact lines you need to hear. Something like, I'm coming home, I was wrong, the time is here, I can't run anymore. Multiple people will send you the same song without knowing why, and that's why I said to you as well, if there is anything that clicked with you right now, please leave it in the comments, because you don't know whose sign it's going to be of a union. Because the union energy activates the heart-brain coherence field. And music is the delivery system. That's why we use music on the Kundalini activations. We don't have to be honest, we don't have to. We can do without music. But the music helps you to go deeper and build a trust between the heart and the brain. And that's why there are sometimes in the sessions you have songs you really, really like, and then you have songs you don't like at all, and they trigger you. Because there's something that is moving during that time. That's why there's no good and bad. There's no positive and negative. Both of them are helping you to rebalance what is not in alignment at this moment. And so with the songs, they're very, very powerful. So I'm going to say if something ignited in you right now, or if not, and you have reached this far on this podcast, put in the comments 1111 or 2222, whichever comes to you, as a sign for someone else. Because remember, you are as much as the universe as somebody else of delivering the message. And union energy is a very powerful energy. That's the moment where you feel the stillness, oneness. The very next sign is that often happens right before, and happened to me as well. I remember that very quickly, that your technology will start acting all of a sudden like conscious. Your autoplay or something like this will start playing songs about union or reunion or things like this. They just come out of nowhere all the time. Or even that my podcast over here or our podcast will start playing from this place out of nowhere. I've heard it so many times where people tell me, I have no idea how I found you. I was listening to, let's say, Lex Freedom, and all of a sudden your words popped up out of nowhere. Or I went on Spotify and it just started talking. You just started talking. I love these stories because I've always said that this podcast in my heart is never, I don't, yes, I do post about it, I share about it, but I am, every single time I begin, it's with an intention that it has to reach to someone who is ready to receive it. I'm not going to force anyone to listen. I'm not sharing that now it's there, come listen, you're going to get all the answers. Your soul will know when you're going to get the answers, and they're coming divine timing. Same with all of the sessions and all of the retreats and everything. You're going to be there where you're supposed to. There's no force needed. So all of a sudden, you're on Spotify or wherever you're listening, weird songs start popping up that you didn't even plan. All of a sudden you start seeing old photos, messages or emails are what you starting to come up without you searching them. All of a sudden it pops that, hey, how are you doing? And you'll be wondering, I thought I've deleted this. I thought I don't have it. Your clock will start freezing on repeating numbers. This is something I would have never believed. I have 2 watches from the same brand. And believe me or not, no matter how many times I change the batteries, the clock stops at 11:11. And those who have seen the Interstellar, they know that there is also the time speaks. And I'm not kidding here. So now my both watches, I don't even anymore change the batteries because the battery will last exactly 24 hours and it will stop there. So now my watches are exactly 11:11. So they're just an accessory in a way. But there's no point for me to anymore to change that. If the universe wants me to have this reminder there, I've given in. I say, okay, my time, because time doesn't exist anyhow, so my time is always 11:11. No matter what you ask, whenever you ask, it's 11:11. Another thing is that also and this happened to me as well, your phone itself can accidentally call or send a message to your twin, even though you haven't think about it. You haven't thought about it. Oh, I'm going to send this. No, now it is gonna send it itself because it was a time to send. Or another interesting thing is that they call you by mistake, meaning of they're going to have their phone on their pocket or things like this, and now all of a sudden they're calling you. And many of you can obviously, this actually gets very intense when the ego drops the resistance. We did on the last workshop on the 8th of February, so it was last weekend. We did this very powerful one where we actually let the ego to go away. So if you want to try this, because when your ego drops the resistance of receiving it, it will come like somebody else has taken it over. So if you feel that your ego is on your way, try to slow it down and see what starts to happen. Another very big thing is that your dreams will shift from chaos to cooperation, meaning that your dreaming, the way you dream, become very calm, direct, and quiet. So meaning you get the very direct messages. You know that sometimes we wake up from the dream and you're like, that was so real. And you have a bit of a disorientation that, why did that happen? Why is it so real in here right now? And you remember it. I just recently had my twin in my dreams, and it was so real. It was so real. I bring it in a little bit because of that. Maybe it helps you to understand. I don't know how many of you are interested of my side of the story. I always try to not to bring it in my perspective because it's my journey, and I don't want to influence my journey with your journey, because yours can be completely the opposite, but it doesn't mean that it's not a twin flame journey or that you haven't met your twin. But just recently I had a dream where I was back in the place of where I used to live, and we were planning to meet up, and we were planning to meet up, and I remembered every single way how always there was an obstacle, this and that, and we finally did meet up. And that was a very interesting message was there, that I remembered that in a dream, I remembered also that he was 6 years younger of me. And then turned out that he was actually 12 years younger than me. And I was going in my heart of thinking, and I was telling to him, oh my God, you're just a kid. You're just a kid. How can we even have anything? You're just a kid. You have to grow up. And later I messaged to him. I said, you know that it's very funny, you were in my dreams this morning with this. And he said, oh, I'm so flattered that I still appear in your dreams regardless. And we were talking about something, and then I realized what the dream was trying to tell me, that in a way he is much younger. There are lessons to learn, there are ways to go. So it gave me the realization that there's a journey ahead of him, and I, in a way, are much older as a soul, which was a beautiful way of seeing how the universe was talking to me. So also in the dreams, what starts to happen, and so the dreams really talk to you, that you don't no longer chase them in the dreams. I remember before that as well, I was constantly looking for them. We could never meet. In the dreams, we could never ever meet. But now in the dreams we can meet and have a conversations. So it's very interesting. But it also shows me a lot of things that we are different in a way where we are, but it doesn't mean that there isn't love or isn't connection or all of that. Not at all. But it just shows in a very beautiful ways that where are you at? So dreams do talk to us. Dreams show us there is something very powerful. What I love about dreams a lot is that there is no control. Even though we slightly can control a dream, some of you might be able to, I have able to control the dreams, but in overall ways that, you can't go in the mind and say, I want this dream to be like that. You have no idea once you close the eyes what's going to come. And that's what is the beauty of it. The same thing that conversations in your dreams will happen without fear, that you can talk to each other fairly, you can have all of the conversation. When you wake up from this dream, you don't feel like, oh my God, I want to see it, I want to feel it. Where are they? What is happening? That. But you feel like, I'm okay. I'm okay where is he or she is at. It's all good. We're good, actually. It's a good, beautiful time. Because you can have in between when you are in the obsession state and a lot is going on there, you can really wake up many times in the night where your twin can be angry at you, or you scream on each other, or you can't meet, and there's always this resistance and everything. And when you wake up, you have an even bigger longing than you had it before. And that's also a sign of the parasympathetic dominance, and that meaning healing has happened. When the dream starts to shift and change, it really shows you that healing and something in your nervous system has changed, and now it shows you that. So dreams are a big part, and I know somebody asked me before to go deeper in it. I've done quite a lot of research. I've quite a lot of studied certain things within myself, seeing others, reading things. And I can say that dreams are a very big guidance. Where are you at on your journey? And some people sometimes say that I don't dream ever of my twin, or I don't dream at all. I barely can dream. And there is, I'm not going to go today into that, but there is a very big of, if you don't dream, that shows you are a lot in a fight and flight. And if you wish to have an different experience in your life, it shows that your nervous system is not in a rest place. It's actually just filtering for you to have a rest, but it's not able to take you to the manifestation state. So dreams are a very big powerful. If you want me to talk about this as well, of course, let me know in the new season. More than happy to. Of course, another thing is our body. Our body will start to synchronize with everything. And before union, the nervous system will begin mirroring everything. You'll have heart palpitations, but without anxiety, meaning of you really feel your heart is like poof, poof, it's stronger. It gives out this electromagnetic field. And sometimes you can get a little bit worried that what is this thing? Why am I feeling so strongly? But that is a sign that you're getting ready for it. Because remember, I spoke about this in the previous episode. I know it's quite boring when I talk about the energy, the nervous system, how the inner world affects your reality and all of that. But in truth is, if I keep on sharing the fairy tale stories, that's saying, oh, yes, your twin feels this way, this and that, you don't embody. And whether we like it or not, everything begins from our nervous system. Our nervous system is the one that emits the electromagnetic field. Electromagnetic field will begin from the heart. So, and then it goes all the way in through our nervous system. And if the nervous system, and as they're so connected, if it's not in a state of calm, if it's not in a state of allowing things to happen, you cannot manifest them. And I don't say this to tell you that you're doing something wrong. I'm telling you there's a very amazing way to shift and change that. Don't miss that opportunity. You don't have to do this with me. I'm not here to tell you that, oh, I am the person who knows I will change your life. No, I'm not here for that. I do offer this for you because it changed my life. Every single thing I do today is from the fact that it changed me. And I am so grateful for that. And I've said many, many times, I wish that everyone would feel this way. And now, of course, I see people who've been coming to the retreats, who have been doing a long time this work. not a long time, I don't even like, they see the shift and they see how they become a masters. So again, I'm not here to say to you that you have to do sessions with me. No, not at all. There's an option, of course, if you feel connected, but you can find somebody else who aligns you, who connects with you and helps you. Because the issue with the nervous system is, another day I read that there was this kind of a thing that people would rather, I don't know what it was, that rather do something else than sitting 17 minutes with their thoughts. Like they do anything else rather than sitting 17 minutes with their thoughts or with themselves. And 17 minutes is such a short time. But we would do anything else to avoid sitting within ourselves. But that's where it begins, everything. I'll talk about all of this in the future episodes or previews. You can hear it. But I would say if you are ready to step out of the obsession, the loop, the things are going, please connect through your heart. So another very strong physical reaction is that you feel pressure or warmth in the heart or throat. You feel there is a heat. You feel like something wants to communicate. Something is coming through you. Something is happening. You have very sudden emotional release without any story. All of a sudden you start crying. You start crying like there is no tomorrow. And that's a very big one, actually. Because tears and crying is a way for our body to release anything that has been stuck there. And so now when you can do that, it helps you to get to the next stage. Crying is not a sign of weakness. Crying is a purification. Cry as much as you can cry. When I was crying, I thought it would never end. I have never cried as much, and I've said that many times. I never cried as much. I sit in the car, I cry. I'm at home, I cry. Even, I'm just going to say, sometimes even today, I had another day. There was a little bit of a negative situation that happened. And I got up early in the morning, and I had my meditation and my Kundalini yoga, and I was connecting to it. And after this, I started crying because I felt it was unfair, and I felt it doesn't align with my heart. But I had to release that also somehow, even though I feel it's not unfair, even though I feel it's not right. I can't deny that things like this happen in the world. And sometimes I observe it as well. So crying is a big part of it. And one of the most, what we spoke about on the last one is, like, of course, deep peace where the obsession used to live before. So the obsession is disappearing. One more thing is that, or a little bit more, is that the external validation will come without you seeking it. So stranger will start mentioning about marriage, twins, reunion themes, or starting to post that they never did, posting these kind of things, or sending to you some memes about twins, and all of a sudden twins are everywhere. People will start asking about your love life out of nowhere, saying, "Oh, how is your love life going? What? I remember you had a partner, or you have a partner." So they say all things that you'd be thinking, why they are coming? Or readers and healers say very similar things to you. That's also, sometimes I have very funny thing that people come with a big heartache. And we go into the energy, and I tell them the total opposite. And I say, I wish that you would know that. Or someone says the sentence you've only thought internally, meaning of you've been thinking, oh, they're gonna return, or it's time for union. And someone really says to you, oh, it's time for union, it's time for this. And you say, I can't make this up. And the time, of course, time starts to collapse. And you feel it's already done. You really feel that, okay, it's already here. And you stop asking when. you start asking when it's going to happen. The moment you no longer ask when, you're closer to union. If you still do ask about the when, that's okay too. That just shows that there is something that hasn't aligned yet, and that's absolutely beautiful. But when you stop asking when, you're getting closer. And there is again the paradox that the union moves closer when the nervous system no longer waits. When your nervous system is in a waiting mode, you are not receiving it instantly. And you don't have to believe me for that. You don't have to trust me for that. But if you do a little research, you'll see that that's the only way. No blocking, no removing, no all of that will do that for you. So these are the signs. But today is a special day. It's the night of Shiva and Shakti uniting. And this is not the mythology, it's a cosmic biological event. And where your human nervous system, your nervous system is uniquely able to receive it. I'm going to tell you. During the first time when I was after this twin flame awakening with the Kundalini, Shiva and Shakti united for me in Mahashivaratri. Before that, I was obsessed, confused. I cried. I didn't know what was the right or wrong. And the universe put me on the retreat where I experienced the union. And when I experienced this beautiful union, I tell you, I felt that I wanted that the whole world would feel and know what is this magic. So in Tantra, the Shiva is a pure consciousness and Shakti is a living energy. And the creation can only happen when two of these meet. So just remember, without Shakti, Shiva remains still, meaning awareness without any movement. Because when we talk about also in Kundalini, Shakti is the one that moves inside of you, not Shiva. Shiva is stillness. And I remember when I went to a Kundalini activation training and I was very still, I could go very, very deep. And let's say others were shaking or shivering or things were happening to them as well. And it's not about the judgment here. Both of them are beautiful. Both of them have to work. But I had this conversation with a trainer later on and I said, I felt so much stillness. I felt so much peace and so much connection. And the trainer told me, yes, but I believe that before you have experienced an enormous chaos in your life to reach to that level. And it stopped me for a moment and I realized, oh, wait a minute, that's the truth. That's the absolute truth. I was a complete mess for so long. And now I can have this stillness. But also, without Shiva, Shakti becomes chaotic, meaning energy without direction. So we need both. You are both, and you are one with your twin. You cannot think from the separate head. If you think from the separation, you are in a separation. And the Mahashivaratri is now the night where stillness invites energy home. So what actually happens on an energetic level today? What actually happened? So the yogic, like the old texts and all of this and much as everything describes Mahashivaratri as a night where your spine becomes energetically vertical. And this is why you need to stay awake and meditate in stillness, in silence. So if you can meditate for today at least half an hour or 15 minutes, I have on Patreon 2 Mahashivaratri meditations that you can do and are channeled and put together from this energy. And this is why we practice on the breath, the heart, and the inner channel. So there is a one that is more intense with the breath on Patreon if you want to try. There's a one that is more gentle if you are not ready to go very deep. And that's why the Kundalini activation really happens naturally during the Shivaratri. Not because we try, it's just simply because we have aligned to the union. The Kundalini can move. You can feel the Shakti moving inside of you, going all the way to the consciousness of Shiva. And Shiva-Shakti union is inner union first. And this is very important. I spoke about this in the previous episode, which you can re-listen today. Twin flames are never about meeting another person. Yes, you do meet another person, but you meet yourself in another body. It's simply about reuniting the split within your consciousness that you feel, you believe in separation. The pain, the longing, separation, obsessions, all of them are mirroring one big thing. Your energy has awakened, but your consciousness has not fully embodied it yet. And that's where I call this mind and soul fight. The energy is there. Your soul is all of a sudden awakened. But your mind is trying to tell you that's not real. That's not what's happening. You are making this up. So that's the meaning of, if we talk of Shiva and Shakti, is that Shakti is rising without Shiva being fully present. And the Mahashivaratri really, really supports twin flames, because it doesn't change union externally. It tells you the way internally. And when the Shiva meets Shakti within you, your nervous system stabilizes. The chasing starts to dissolve. The craving of collapses. And that's where you're going to see. And that's why many twin flames experience major shifts around this time. Major. All of a sudden you feel neutral. Your heart opens that it has never opened, and it doesn't feel the grief anymore. You release any kind of attachment without any effort. You start feeling physical sensations in the spine of your heart. Everything is tickling. And somehow you feel it, it's already done. And that's not a coincidence. It's already happening. So what is the deeper meaning also, if we talk of Shiva Mahashivaratri? What is the deeper meaning? Of course, we can go hours and hours here. But remember that Shiva is not a partner. Shiva is a presence. And that's where we want to stay. We want to stay in a presence, in a present moment. And many of the twin flames, when we come to this journey, the Shakti first gets awakened. Emotions, sexual energy, creativity, spiritual fire. You feel so much. But when you do not have the stabilization from the Shiva, that's where the journey becomes very, very painful. So today, the Mahashivaratri calls Shiva back into the body, that it doesn't have to be painful. And also to remind you something. Shakti is not meant to rise forever. Shakti, the energy, the Kundalini, is meant to rise, meet the consciousness, be received, and then stay in the heart. That's it. We don't constantly activate. We stay in the heart. But when she's not received in the heart, the trust, the knowing, it keeps on climbing into creating more intensity in your body, longing for love, looking for it. And today it's really a message to you that you don't need to rise anymore. Tell to your Shakti, you don't need to rise anymore. You are met, you are here, you are in my heart. Use these kind of things. But I want to bring one very grounded truth over here as well and tell you something. Shiva and Shakti union within you does not guarantee you the physical reunion. It's not an idea. If you are doing everything from the idea that it has to manifest into physical reunion, you are going to have the longing over and over again. Because when the Shiva and Shakti are in balance with you, you are in alignment with your higher self. And that's where you're going to meet the best of the best. because it brings you the sovereignty, meaning you are sovereign. You receive everything that is about to. Many twin flames do reunite after the Shivaratri. And not because they manifested it, it's because the need of the union is disappearing. And one beautiful other thing that what the Mahashivaratri will teach us, that you do not have to suffer for love to be sacred. Love is not about suffering. Love is about living right now, right here, connecting, listening to the sound, listening to the heart, listening to yourself, and knowing that you are whole within and the love is always there. And when Shiva and Shakti unite within you, the love becomes calm. Waiting energy disappears, and time is right now, right here. So it's a time for you to become the place where the union can happen today. Connect to it, love for it, and be connected. So happy Mahashivaratri from Bali, with love, with gratitude, and thank you for being here with me today. It was an absolute pleasure to spend time with you. If you wish to go over to Patreon and do your meditation, whether it's the half an hour one or a 15 minutes one, you'll find them over there. And then for all of the Patreon supporters, there are 3 free sessions to give away. You find them on Patreon, and there is a discount code down here, 22%, alignment energy, 22% for every of the sessions you wish to book. But you can do that in March when I'm back. And the code for this is Happy Mahashivaratri. And so you can book the sessions whenever you feel like, and it will last over the month of March. So anytime you wish to book, you can do it now. All of the links and information are in the description, and 3 people who are on Patreon will receive a free session with me to take their journey to the next step. Like I said, Italy and Cyprus retreat are now announced. Both of them are different, but both of them are serving their meaning. Whichever you have to be on it, you will be. I know that your soul will take you there. If you wish to have more information, twinflameawakeningjourney.com, or send me an email. I thank you from the bottom of my heart of staying here, connecting, sharing your wisdom and sharing your love and sharing your energy of union. Because when we are union within ourselves and our hearts, so many of us will feel it too and want to be in the same place. So thank you for being you. Thank you for being light. Thank you for bringing into this world something magical. You are the beauty. So I'll see you over here very soon. Lots of love and lots of light.
Shiva. शिव शंकराय शुद्धाय नीलकंठाय धीमहि नमः गौरांग अर्धांगाय गंगाधराय नमो नमः नमः पार्वती शंभवे नमः ध्यान स्वरूपिणे शांति शांति